the wide midfield player. The role of the wide midfield player has been one of the biggest changes in modern day football. And several new trends have emerged with the modern day wide player. The modern day wide player is now expected to score more goals than ever before. And at times to take on the role of a second striker. The wide player now is expected to be able to play all over the field. If we look at the territories of the wide player in previous times, the wide player only operated in here. And wide players in games would be, at times, anonymous, almost invisible. Because the ball would just not be able to find them. Or they wouldn't be able to find the ball. Now, the modern day wide player now plays all over the field and has benefited from more flexibility and more imagination in systems. The wide player now, more and more teams now are actually playing wide players on opposite sides, where the left footer will play on the right side and the right footer will play on the left side. This trend at the minute is emerging as quite fashionable in modern day football. In fact, it's gone now to such an extreme where if a wide player now only operated in there, he would not be of much advantage to the team. So, that has put more demand on the tactical, the technical, and the physical attributes of the wide player. He now needs to be a complete player. Because on the field now, he can find himself in any situation. So we will start by looking at the role, the responsibility of the wide player. That's probably the most famous wide player, or one of the most famous wide players playing in world football today, Cristiano Ronaldo. He is the epitome of the modern day wide player. His manager would demand from him every season around 20 goals. In previous eras, previous football, we would only demand those sort of goals from the main striker. Now we would demand those sort of goals, those sort of figures from the wide player. Okay, so there's the job description. He must be able to receive the ball. He must understand the movements to get in front of defenders, behind defenders, down the side of defenders, and across defenders. So he must be able to play on every side of the immediate defender. He must have the receiving skills to be able to dribble with the ball, run with the ball, and combine with other players. And all of this he has to do at top speed, because the wide player is always on the move. He must have excellent crossing and passing skills. In the air, on the floor, short and long. He must have quick feet, particularly when in tight areas. And again, if we refer that back to Cristiano Ronaldo, he has fantastically quick feet. Again, he must have the ability to score goals. He must be aware of when to change places with other players. This afternoon, we will look at rotation. And there will be times where the wide player will change places with the inside player. And there will be times where the rotation is straight. He will also change wings when appropriate. So the left-footed player will have no fear of operating on the right side of the pitch. He will know when to force the play. The defensive side now of the wide player. He will know when his team don't have the ball. He will know when he needs to pressure the ball, when he needs to screen and stop passes, and he must know when to delay and slow the game down. He must be able to tackle and track opposition players, and he must be able to break up the play and contribute defensively. Okay. Short break. Two ends, Danny. They are merely the ball suppliers, the passers.
자, 사이드 쪽에 있는 선수 말고 저쪽 면하고 이쪽 면에 있는 선수들은 볼만 배급해주면 됩니다.
Okay. The primary players in the session, the main players, are the ones in the middle.
오늘 훈련의 목적은 이 사이드 쪽이에요. 1번, 그 다음에 옆에 있는 녹색.
They are the wide players.
사이드에 있는 선수를 집중적으로 합니다.
I want that ball there. Just to be passed across the back to his colleague.
자, 볼 34번한테 패스를 합니다.
And I want these players to play two touches.
그리고 이쪽에 있는 선수들은 투터치입니다. 투터치.
There. There. Okay. Now, this ball will go there.
자,
Okay. When it goes there, it's going to go diagonal in here to the wide player.
자, 34번이 볼 받을 때쯤 되면 12번은 대각선으로 해서 가서 볼을 받습니다.
I want the wide players in here to act first as a defender.
자, 11번은 처음에는 적극적으로 안 해도 돼요. 수비를.
Okay. And my winger is the green in here.
자, 12번 선수가
And the first move in here, the white winger will be the white one.
하여튼 움직임을 보여줘서 볼을 받아야 돼요. 이쪽도 마찬가지예요. 9번도.
Okay. Now, this is what will happen. I want my wide player now. He's going to receive that ball.
저기서 볼을 받을 수 있도록 합니다. 사이드 선수는.
Okay. And I want this defender to be passive. He's not going to defend.
그다음에 11번은 수비를 처음에는 적극적으로 안 해도 됩니다.
He is merely a visual cue.
그냥 수비로서 서 있다고만 보여주면 돼요.
Okay. So the first movement will be to get that ball.
가서 따라가서
So what I will do, when that ball is being
볼이
transferred,
34번한테 가면은
I will take him away and then
가서
get the ball.
이런 형태로 볼을 받습니다.
And he will stay there.
그리고 11번 그대로 서 있으면 돼요.
Okay. Then I will merely transfer there.
또 반대로 주고
When it goes there now across the grid. Yeah.
2번한테 주고 1번은 볼 받으면 나와야죠.
While that happens, he will push there and he will check there, yeah, and he will get on the ball there and he will play through there.
자, 반복됩니다.
Okay. Now that one again will go there. Come together. Yeah.
자, 플레이.
Go there. Go, check. Good. Get the ball. Yes. Excellent. Good. And play. Good. Okay. Now transfer 2 touches.
투 터치.
Together. Check. Good. Get. Good. And in. Good. Now, as that ball, Danny, is going there,
자, 볼이 이쪽으로 오죠. 2번 쪽으로 옵니다.
I will create the space.
공간으로 나가는 척 하다가
Space. I will threaten there. With it. I will threaten there. There.
가면서
As he
들어옵니다.
has his touch, I will check back.
그러면서 다시 몸을 돌릴 수가 있죠.
Okay? Now, remember the work we did yesterday on checking the shoulder.
자, 어제 했던 내용을 상기하시면 됩니다. 어깨를 자꾸 체크한다는 거.
When the ball is about there,
앞에 상대 체크하고 볼 체크하고
before the ball arrives, I need to check him.
상대가 어디 있는가 먼저 보는 거죠.
And my body needs to
그
be
다음에 몸의 방향. 그다음에
okay, ball arrives.
볼이 도착하면은
Now that first touch there, what
첫 번째 터치를 잘 잡아놔야 돼요.
I want the first touch.
바로 앞쪽에까지 갈 수 있도록 좀 잘해야 됩니다.
Right. Good, good. Movement. Movement. Yeah, yes. Good. Turn. That's right. Good. That's right. That's it. Good, 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 good. Now check. Good. Good. And play. Good. So now he will try to stop me crossing.
자, 이제는 11번이 볼을 못 얻도록 이제 압박을 하는 겁니다.
So now, when I go this way now,
자, 가면은 이제 따라갑니다,
when
수비가.
I push him away and I go this way, he will now come tighter.
좀 더 밀착해가지고 따라갑니다.
Now I will spin
다시
forward.
가서 또 받는 거죠.
I will get the ball there. Okay, and then I will play through. Yeah. Now, so now again, look. This time, come with me. So transfer, yeah. Send him away. Come, yeah. Come with me. Come, 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 come. Quicker, yeah. Now I will get in the back. Got the idea?
자, 지겠죠?
Yeah.
선수들.
Okay, let's go.
자, 플레이.
Good, good spin. Good, let's go. Good, very good. Good, go with. Good spin. Good. Fantastic. Good. If the fullback was a little bit more in there, what I might need now, look, I might need to bounce it round him.
자, 이제는 돌아서 가는 겁니다. 움직임을 돌아서 들어가는 거예요.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. My white player come towards me. No, the white.
자, 흰색.
Come towards me.
좀 더 오세요.
Right, now get ready. Get ready.
준비하세요, 흰색.
Now watch. I'll go. Yeah, that way. Push him back. Push him. Push him.
자, 끌고 갑니다.
Then I'll come. Now play me. Here. Here, now come. Come now, now. Bounce. And play.
네.
Okay. So now I'm going to use the middle play. Now, this time, again, better example. That was a bad pass from me. So this time, look.
자, 다시 한번 해주세요.
Yes, play. Here. Here. Look. That one. Spin. And that one. Okay, then it goes in there.
그리고 반을 넘겨주면 됩니다.
Okay. Good chop, chop. Good, fantastic. Good. The wide player
이제는 안쪽으로 끌고 갑니다.
is infield.
안쪽으로 끌고 갑니다.
Okay. Now,
볼 줘보세요.
the wide player starts in here.
자, 안쪽에서부터 이제 스타트를 합니다.
Okay. Now,
자, 볼이 가면은
the wide player identifies there is good space behind him.
그때는 아, 내 뒤에 공간이 있다라고 생각을 하는 겁니다. 이제 자, 볼이 가면은
Starts to pull there. Look.
뒤로 끌고 오는 겁니다.
Okay. Now, as his head goes up
그리고 3-4에 볼 때 다시 앞쪽으로 와서 받는 거죠.
and get there. As He now look pulls me that way. My weight now look is going there. Look, my weight is there. Now come across the.
상대 무게중심을 무너뜨린 다음에 가는 거죠.
Yes.
상대 수비의 무게중심을 무너뜨린 다음에 들어갑니다.
So, in all the movements, we are playing against the defender's weight distribution.
상대 무게중심을 어떻게 내가 무너뜨릴까? 그걸 연구를 하는 거예요. 무너뜨린 다음에 들어가는 겁니다.
Yeah. Start here, look.
가운데에서부터 플레이합니다.
Transfer. Yeah. Play. Pull. Yes. Now look, Danny. I want to stay against the defender because look. As soon as I get here, look, I have now eliminated him.
자, 상대를 갖다 시야를 가게 되죠.
As long as the ball is there,
볼이 가자마자
I can use my body to block him.
몸을 이용해서 막는 겁니다.
Okay, so I will go across him there and block his recovery.
상대가 못 따라오게 내 몸을 이용해서 막는 거죠.
Yes, play. Good boy, good. Play. Now, pull it. Good, that's it. Oh, good. Every movement so far, the ball has come in on an angle. Okay? Now we're going to work on the ball that comes straight.
지금까지는 각도를 만들어서 들어갔고요. 이제는 볼이 직선으로 들어옵니다.
Now, when the ball is there, it will go there. These two work.
자, 1번.
Now, watch. I'll start wide.
자, 스타트 위치입니다.
I'll start here. Now he's in a good position.
자, 상대 12번도 지금 눈에 담고요. 볼 위치까지 내가 보고 있죠. 끌고 갑니다, 이제.
When his head comes up now, I spin down there.
이 안쪽으로 들어가는 거죠.
Okay.
자, 아시겠죠?
Now, first of all, Dan, I must open up the passing lane.
얘가 치고 나갈 수 있는 공간을 만들어내는 겁니다.
Travel, yeah. Pull him in. Yeah, when his head comes up. Yes, there we go. Okay, now when I get the ball, now look. When I get the ball, I will just play straight.
예, 그러면서 바로 앞에 있는 선수한테 패스를 하면 됩니다.
Now, he's in, yeah, that way.
또 주고 넘어가고.
Bring him in, yes.
그렇죠. 예.
Yes, excellent. Well,
아주 잘했습니다, 12번.
Good. Okay. Now, in all of these methods, the wide player first creates his own space and then he exploits the space.
자, 지금 했던 그 훈련의 목적이 앞에 있는 공간을 만들어내는 겁니다.
So the first movement all the time is to create space.
그러다 보니까 윙어의 첫 번째 움직임을 어떻게 두느냐에 따라서 공간이 만들어지는 겁니다.
And the second movement is to exploit.
그럼 두 번째는 공간이 생기면 그 공간으로 파고들어가는 거죠.
So the timing of that is critical.
그러다 보니까 이 제일 중요한 부분이 되겠습니다.
Good. Okay. Now, the idea is to get the ball from there.
자, 볼을 사이드 쪽에서 후회선 쪽으로 받습니다.
Yeah. Now, we can go. Thank you. Now, stop. That's it. Good. That way. Spread.
어서요.
Ask them to spread. Good.
자, 좀 더 벌려주세요.
There are 3 ways to get the ball there.
자, 볼을 받는 방법은 3가지가 있습니다.
I can go over the top.
자, 공중을 상대의 머리 위로 해서 보내는 방법.
I can go direct and go over the top. Or
또는
thank you. If I think the space is there, I
자,
can
공간이 있으면은 거쳐서 보내는 방법. 저쪽으로 보내는 방법.
we can play like that. Or good. Stop that pass. Good. Stop that. Now go middle. Go.
자, 1번이 와야죠. 가운데를 거쳐가지고 가는 방법.
I can go through. So there are 3 ways we can score.
자, 3가지 방법을 통해서 패스를 보낼 수가 있죠.
We're going to look at how the wide player, the winger, fits into that.
자, 이걸 갖다가 상황을 해가지고 어떻게 윙어가 볼 패스를 하는지 보겠습니다.
Okay. Good. Now, if the defenders in here or in here win the ball, if they return it to one end, they have scored.
자, 안에서 수비가 볼을 자르게 되면은 1점으로 잘라서 다시 원점으로 주면 1점이 되겠습니다. 자, 이제 첫 번째 주안점으로 볼게. 이 사이드에 있는 선수의 스타트 시점입니다.
Wherever the ball is,
자, 볼이 어디에 있든 간에
I want the winger to have his shoulders open,
내 어깨는 터치라인하고 일자로 서야 돼요.
like that.
터치라인하고 일자로.
I can aware of the space there,
그래야지 오른쪽에 있는 공간도 보이고
and I can play there,
또 왼쪽에 있는 공간도 보이겠죠.
like that all the time.
항상 이렇게 일자로 서야 됩니다.
My movements must stay open. So
그래서
my movements
이렇게
always open.
계속해서 오픈한 상태로 움직이는 겁니다.
Now that makes it easy all the time to keep checking.
앞을 보고
Check.
또 계속 봅니다.
Okay? All the time.
계속 이렇게 해야 돼요.
Come on then, let's play. Good. Good, excellent, well played. I'm going to give the wide players some rules.
자, 흰색한테 이제 몇 가지를 조건을 갈 겁니다.
Get that ball in the corner.
자, 코너 쪽에다 볼 주세요.
Good. Stay there.
자, 그쪽에 그대로 있어요.
Okay, now. I'm going to say this, look. 2 wide players.
자, 보면은
Look where
윙어가 2명이 있습니다.
Okay. Now, the wide player which is farthest away from the ball,
볼 쪽에서 멀리 있는 윙어는
I want to see him to stay as wide as he can,
최대한 터치라인에 붙어 있습니다.
and I want him to leave that space
그래서 공간을 앞에 두는 거예요.
and get in line with the last defender.
최종 수비하고
There, stay.
같이 라인을 맞춰서 위치를 잡습니다. 최종 수비하고.
So number 9 there, look, I'll move on to his shoulder.
반대쪽에 있는 윙은 항상 상대의 최종 수비하고 라인을 씁니다.
So in a game, I would be available for the diagonal pass,
그래서 수비 뒷공간으로는 대각선 패스를 받을 준비를 해야죠.
and I stretch the field as big as I can.
그러다 보니까 최대한 넓게 서는 겁니다.
So here. Now, the wide player who is nearest to the ball,
그리고 볼 쪽에 제일 가까이 있는 윙어는
he can go anywhere he likes.
내가 원하는 쪽으로 아무데로 가도 상관없습니다.
So if he thinks he can get the ball here,
자, 앞쪽에 내가 받을 것 같으면은 앞쪽에 가도 상관없고요.
okay. Now, if he defends in a good position,
상대 수비가 좋은 수비 위치에 있으면은
I don't mind if he goes in here.
앞으로 가도 상관없습니다.
I don't mind if he goes in here. Okay?
자, 이렇게 해도 상관없어요.
So the wide player who is nearest to the ball can go anywhere.
볼에 가까이 있는 윙어는 내가 하고 싶은 대로 해도 되고요. 반대에 있는 윙어는 최종 수비하고 일자로 서가지고 뒤로 오는 볼을 받을 준비를 해야 됩니다.
But the opposite wide player must stay wide and stretch the game.
최대한 넓게 서야 돼요.
Okay.
자, 한번 주세요. 스톱.
Now, look at this now. My run now, look, is in there. Look. Fantastic.
자, 아주 좋습니다.
Okay. Now, to make that happen, my colleague has to stay really
자, 이렇게 하기 위해서는 한 명의 사이드가 최대한 벌려줘야 돼. 공간을 확보를 해줘야 된다는 거예요.
to stretch that field.
최대한 넓게 서야지 공간이 확보가 되는 겁니다. 아주 잘했습니다, 방금.
Now, listen, watch. If the defender reads that, drop
만약에 수비가 이걸 지금 읽어버렸어요.
and he does that,
예, 쳐지면은
my movement now, get the ball.
볼 가고
Now, is that one across the front, look,
앞쪽으로 돌아 들어야 되고요.
and I'll travel in there. Okay? Now those are both movements that we practiced in the technical work before.
조금 전에 했던 움직임들이 다 나오는 겁니다.
Now, in this practice, we have to find the right time
자, 이 두 번째 응용 단계에서는 내가 들어가야 될 그 타이밍을 찾는 거죠.
to execute those movements.
움직임이 나올 수 있는 타이밍을 만들어내는 겁니다.
Now, I never want, look, I don't want the two wide players to be level. I don't
자,
want,
두 명의 윙어가 똑같은 라인에 서면 안 됩니다.
I want one of them to be
한 명은
defense back.
수비를 끌고 들어가야 되니까 깊게 들어가 주고요.
So, a way I can do that is this. If I play the ball
주고
there, now, watch his first touch.
이 받는 선의 첫 번째 터치가 볼패스 한번 해보세요.
Now, read up this player.
이 선수의
If I do that,
자세를 읽어야 됩니다.
I am now going to play that way.
이게 첫 번째가 멀어지면은 이쪽으로 플레이 하겠죠.
Play that way. So he must be available.
자, 이때 받을 준비를 해줘야 되죠. 9번은.
He stretches
그럴
the
때는
game.
반대쪽은
Fantastic. Good. Now, again. If this player does this, look. If this player does that,
자, 이렇게 되면은
he is
받으러 오고
available again.
반대쪽이 들어가줘야죠.
Because I'm well played. Excellent. Fantastic. Hey, what a great run. That was a fantastic run, Danny. Number 12.
자, 아주 방금은
Fantastic.
아주 좋습니다. 그래서 계속해서 이런 형태로
All my movements will be that way.
이 형태로 움직이도록
I will
주문했습니다.
also come
그리고
inside.
또 이 안쪽으로 들어오도록 주문했고요.
So that's the first thing that we said to the player.
이걸 처음으로 선수들에게 주문했고요.
Second thing,
자, 두 번째는
I want these two always to balance each other.
서로 밸런스를 맞추는 걸 또 이야기를 했습니다.
And I said, where's the ball? Where's the ball? If the ball is there,
자, 볼이 저 위치에 있을 때는
I never want them
두 명 다 같은 라인에
in line laterally.
있지 말라고 이야기를 했습니다.
Because we encourage the other team to squeeze.
이렇게 해버리면 상대팀이 다 밀집해서 수비로 내려오게 되죠.
Now all this space is not created, it's wasted.
저 앞에 있는 공간은 필요 없는 공간이 되는 겁니다.
So I want this. If he shakes there,
자, 이런 형태가 되면은
I want supporting
한 명은 서포트 위치에
from him. But I want him
반대에 있는 선수는
to push onto the shoulder of the last defender.
상대 최종 수비하고 일자로 서가지고 압박을 주는 거죠.
So now we've made the pitch bigger.
자, 그러면은 우리가 최대한 넓게 길게 운동장을 사용을 하게 되고요.
The picture will change. If I bounce the ball
저
there,
반대로 볼이 이런 형태가 되면은
and he comes back there,
맞습니다. 그러면은 이쪽 선수가 내려오고요.
if he can get it there, he will.
물론 이런 형태가 될 수가 있겠죠.
But if he can't, he will do
가능하면 서포트 줄 내려오고
and he
반대
will do
선수는
that.
또 올라가 주는 겁니다.
But I must always have that balance.
이런 밸런스를 선수들에게 주문을 했습니다. 자, 그리고 또 다른 한 가지는
If we can imagine the pitch
자, 절반으로 나눴다고 생각을 하겠습니다.
is in two halves.
반대로 나눴습니다.
We say the half where the ball is, that is called the fast side.
이 볼 쪽에 있는 쪽을 빠른 쪽이라고 이야기합니다.
In coaching terms, that is known as the fast side of the pitch.
지도자 이제 교육 쪽에서 보면은 이 빠른 쪽이라고 이야기를 하는데
Because the ball is on that side, that
볼이 이쪽에 있기 때문에 빠른 쪽이라고 이야기를 하는 겁니다.
everything happens quicker.
모든 볼이 있기 때문에 이쪽에서 상황이 빨리 정리가 되겠죠.
The other side is the slow
자,
side,
반대쪽은 또 느린 쪽이라고도 이야기를 할 수가 있습니다.
where we have more time to think
이럴 때는 이곳에서는 생각을 할 시간도 있고
and more time for action.
이 내가 액션을 할 시간도 더 볼 수 있다는 거죠.
So that's the slow side.
그래서 느린 쪽이라고 이야기를 하겠습니다.
The rules to my midfield players are this, my white players.
자, 그러면 이 윙 두 명의 선수의 역할은
The winger on the fast side can go anywhere he likes.
빠른 쪽에는 내가 할 수 있는 모든 걸 다 할 수 있다는 거죠.
Anywhere.
아무 지역에 내가 할 수 있다는 겁니다.
He can go there.
이쪽으로 할 수 있고,
He can go there.
자, 이쪽으로 들어갈 수도 있고요.
He can come and play in here.
안쪽으로 들어와서 플레이할 수도 있습니다.
He can go anywhere.
내가 갈 수 있는 곳으로 원하는 곳으로 갈 수 있다는 거죠.
But this one
하지만 반대쪽에 있는 윙어는
must stay right on the touchline
최대한 터치라인에 붙어가지고
and as high as the last defender.
최종 수비하고 같은 라인에 붙어서 계속해서 압박을 주는 겁니다.
Otherwise, we make it easy for defenders to get compactness
그렇지 않을 경우 상대 수비한테 밀집된 형태를 만들어주기 때문에
and deal with their
그렇습니다.
problems. If he comes in here,
자, 최종 수비까지 내려오면은 이쪽으로 들어오게 되면은
all three defenders
상대 수비가 이런 형태가 되겠죠.
can play tightly, closely together.
밀집된 형태로 플레이 되겠죠.
But if he does that,
그러면 반대로 이렇게 되면은 상대가 또
he will affect the position of the defenders,
수비 위치가 변화가 되면서 우리가 침투할 수 있는 공간이 열리게 되죠.
which then creates space for movement.
움직일 공간이 생기게 되는 겁니다.
So those are general, our basic rules that we give to the wide player
자, 이게 오전에 선수들에게 주문했던 내용들이고요.
in his positional play.
위치 내에서 플레이할 수 있는 겁니다.
And that's why I like the use of the 5 against 3.
그래서 5대3을 썼던 이유가 이게 있고요.
First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to look at the area that the wide player operates in.
자, 사이드 선수가 뛸 수 있는 공간을 먼저 말씀드리겠습니다. 위치를.
And we're going to work with one wide player, and we're going to now work on the understanding between him and the players around him.
그 사이드 선수 한 명에 대해서 집중적으로 이야기를 할 거고요. 이 선수 주변에 있는 선수하고 어떻게 플레이를 할 것인가에 대해서 말씀드리겠습니다.
So here's my wide player.
자, 사이드입니다. 사이드의
I'm going to
윙어입니다.
work with him.
이 선수를 집중적으로 지도합니다.
Okay? He is my primary player. He is the focus now of all my attention.
하여튼 관심사죠. 제일 관심사죠.
So first of all, I think, what area of the field does he operate in?
첫 번째, 이 선수가 뛰는 위치가 어디인가?
And I would say it's there.
자, 이 위치가 되겠습니다.
As an attacking player, not a defending player, as an attacking player.
자, 수비로서의 윙어가 아니고 공격적인 선수로서의 윙어를 말씀을 드립니다.
That is his area of operation.
이 선수가 뛸 수 있는 공간이 되겠습니다.
So now, I've coned off that area.
자, 이 지역을 점시권으로 해서 지금 보면은 노란색으로 해서 놔뒀습니다.
I will cone off that area. I will then put the players that he needs, first of all, to give him the ball,
자, 먼저 볼을 주고
and then to link and combine with him to get a success.
이 선수가 성공할 수 있도록 계속해서 협력 플레이를 할 수 있도록 이야기를 하겠습니다.
So, I will first of all give him 2 strikers.
자, 스트라이크 2명.
Because we want to score a goal.
득점을 해야 되니까요.
I will then give him 2 midfield players.
그 다음에 미드필드.
And then I will give him his fullback.
자, 풀백이 있습니다.
Then we must have opposition.
그 다음에 상대가 들어가겠죠.
So I will give them the same.
똑같은 숫자입니다.
I will then so that would be my organization.
자, 이런 구성으로 해서 진행을 하도록 합니다.
We have already taught him how to get the ball.
자, 이미 볼을 어떻게 받는가에 대해서는 주문을 했습니다.
We did that in the first practice.
첫 번째 훈련 단계에서 했습니다.
Then in the second practice we taught him about positional play.
자, 두 번째에서는 위치에서 어떻게 플레이하는 걸 갖다 준비를 또 했고요.
So now we are going to teach him about how to combine with him
자, 이제는
and him.
이 선수 앞에 있는 이 선수하고 어떻게 협력 플레이를 할 것인가에 대해서 집중적으로 다루겠습니다.
Because these have a vital part to play
제일 중요한 윙어에게 있어서 제일 중요한
in the development of him.
팀 동료가 되겠죠.
Now, if the yellows win the ball, there will be a goalkeeper.
자, 골키퍼 위치.
If the yellows win the ball,
자, 노란색이 볼을 짜게 되면은
I need a target for the yellows.
노란색 팀에게도
I don't want the
타겟을
game.
줘야겠죠.
I don't want the game to stop if the yellows win the ball.
볼을 노란색이 잘랐을 때 멈추고 싶지는 않습니다. 계속해서 이렇게 볼을 돌려야 되니까.
So here, I could put a target zone, and I could put 2 players in there.
2명을 놓고요. 타겟을 놓고.
Off the field.
필드 바깥쪽입니다.
Now, when yellows get the ball, yellows can play. Yellows can play when they get the ball, and if they
이쪽으로
get the
가면은
ball there, they have scored.
자, 1점이 되겠습니다.
When that happens, then these will give it back to the Reds, and I
이
will
선수는
try
다시 빨간색한테 볼을 주고 플레이가 됩니다.
to get the ball to my white player.
화이트 선수한테 볼이 갈 수 있도록요.
Okay. Now, we have 2 goalkeepers,
자, 골키퍼가 2명이 있습니다.
and we have the goal. So what I will do, I will give them a target.
골대도 있고 하기 때문에
I will give them a goal and a goalkeeper
골키퍼를 양쪽에 두겠습니다.
to make it more interesting for the yellows.
노란색 팀한테 좀 더 관심을 가지게요.
Okay, so that's the organization.
이렇게 구성을 주도록 하겠습니다.
We're gonna go. I give the ball to you.
자, 6번한테 볼 보냅니다.
Yeah. You press.
그 다음 25번 압박.
Now, yeah, across the pitch. Good. You press.
25번 압박하고.
So the ball will come to you. Okay. You press. The ball will come to you.
볼이 또 4번한테 옵니다.
Yeah. You press. And
또
then
압박이 오고
we're gonna feed them.
사이드로 갑니다.
Now, the start position, Danny. We have a start position there where we transfer the ball across the field.
자, 볼이 이렇게 전개가 됩니다.
Yeah, and it comes quick
자, 오면은
into our white flag.
자, 이쪽하고 1대1이 되는 거예요.
Yeah. And then all of the work that we've done now
그러면서 지금까지 가르쳤던 거 다 해보면 됩니다. 전개 빨리 하세요.
Good play. Fantastic. Good. Good. Now back in play. Good. And stop. And stop. Fantastic.
아주 좋습니다.
Hey. Brilliant.
아주 잘했습니다.
Now, the first thing we did this morning.
자, 오전 첫 번째 했던 게
David Beckham is now on the ball with time to get his head up.
자, 이게 바로 데이비드 베컴이 잘하는 거예요.
And what would he do?
자, 뭐 하겠습니까? 바로 공간이 열리면은 앞에 상대가 없으면 뭐 하겠습니까?
Hey, look, watch this. That ball now, look, needs to go in there.
자, 바로 크로스가 올라가야죠.
And we will score.
그러면서 득점까지요.
Because there is space behind the defense.
수비 뒷공간에
Yeah.
공간이 보이기 때문에 바로 뒷공간을 보내도 됩니다. 크로스를.
Tell the striker. He remembers.
그다음에 스트라이커.
Fantastic.
아주 움직임 좋았습니다.
Okay, right. Touch out your feet and play. In behind. In behind.
자, 뒷공간을 보내보세요.
Play. Good play.
네.
Finish. Good. Okay, right. Back to the play. Good. What? And stop. And stop. And okay.
스톱.
Watch. Give the midfield player the ball. I want
자,
the
미드필더 볼 한번 줘보세요.
Okay. Now, here's his problem. Here's his problem.
자, 방금 문제가 뭐 있었냐면은
He is receiving the ball here.
자, 볼을 이 위치에서 받았다는 겁니다.
Now, what he's lost is he's wasted all of that space.
앞에 나갔기 때문에 내가 뒷공간을 사용할 공간을 버렸던 거죠.
When the ball hits his foot,
자, 볼이 올 때
I want him here.
터치라인까지.
Now, from here now, his first decision is, can he get...
자, 여기서 내가 왼쪽으로 치고 들어갈 수 있을 것인가.
Okay, can you get the ball there? That's your first decision.
첫 번째 제일 좋은 선택이 될 수가 있겠죠.
Now, if he stops that,
만약에 9번이 좀 가보세요.
look,
이게 안 된다 그러면
if he stops that, then his next movement,
자, 그러면 그 다음은 이쪽에서 내려와서 받을 수가 있고요.
then we'll get the ball.
그러면서 1대1이 될 수가 있죠.
Yeah? Good. The practice is primarily about him.
자, 이번엔 훈련의 주 목적은 이 사이드 쪽이에요.
But now this is a real game.
자, 실제 경기입니다.
So in the practice now I want to develop his understanding with him.
자, 이 5번하고 1번하고의 서로 이해가 많이 필요한 부분이에요.
And I'll give you an example.
자, 예를 들어가지고
If I play, just go in there. Just
조금만 올라오세요.
look. If I play there
자, 이제 줍니다.
and he stays wide,
그리고 그대로 있어버리면은
my next support position
주고
is in
볼
here.
받을 준비를 올라와줘야겠죠.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now, so now he is understanding and reading his needs.
지금 이 사이드에서 뭘 필요한지 지금 이제 이해가 됐어요.
Okay. Now, I'm going to give him the ball now, and I want him to drive inside at the
자,
space.
볼을 주고 한번 가운데로 가도록
Now, if
하겠습니다.
I give him that, go and drive.
가운데로 가보세요. 가운데로 치고 가보세요. 드리블하고.
Good. Now look, if he does that, now look, the fullback will go with him,
그러면은 수비를 끌고 가죠.
and I will go there. Look.
그럴 때 하면 되죠.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. So that's the start. So today we're going to look at the central midfield player. We'll look at the job description, and then we'll just pick from that some relevant points and expand and develop those points, and then hopefully then we can take it out there. The chapters, if you like, the headings of the job description are as follows: mark-up, break-up, as in win possession, send up, as in move the ball forward, and then link up, as in physically getting yourself forward to join in. To mark up effectively, we need to have an ability to read the game. An ability to read the game, to know what's going to happen. So that we can see danger early. When the other team are building attacks, we can see the danger. This is particularly so when we have just lost possession. So many teams are particularly vulnerable when they have just lost possession, because players switch off. We need to have what we call screening and sliding skills. We should know defensively when we move across the pitch laterally and when we move up the pitch. We should know how to defend the passing channels so we can get into positions to intercept the ball. We should know which passes will hurt our team and which passes can actually help our team. So intelligent teams will sometimes let the opposition pass the ball into certain areas because they know in those areas we are strong and we will then win possession. Good players will know when they need to mark tightly. Okay, so now we look at actually winning the ball. Our midfield players should be able to head the ball, because the ball won't always be on the floor. We will need to compete and win those aerial challenges. We will know that when their team, particularly their midfield players, make runs, we have the ability to see those runs and track those runs. So we don't let opponents run past us. We know about pressing the ball from the back and from the front. We will anticipate where the second ball will go after each challenge. Not all challenges are won cleanly. Sometimes after a challenge, the ball will just go free. The good midfield players will anticipate where that ball will go. We'll be the first to that second loose ball. I want our midfield players to be able to block tackle and also slide tackle. So we can tackle on our feet and on the ground. We want our midfield players to be able to harass and disturb opponents so that we intimidate and force mistakes. We want our midfield players, when we win possession, to have all the necessary skills to be able to receive the ball and turn and change direction. We want them to have complete range of passes. We want them to be able to play those passes with disguise when needed. We want them to be able to switch and change play, not only in direction, but also in speed. We want them to understand about support angles, to have an awareness of creating and exploiting space. The best modern day midfield players score goals with long range shots. They have an ability to score from 20 up to 30 meters. They can run with the ball in any direction, forward or across the pitch. They have an awareness of being able to take free kicks quickly in the middle congested third of the field. So if we win free kicks in these areas, they have the understanding to get to the ball quickly, spot the ball and pass the ball quickly, to get surprise against the other team. They are the masters of one-touch play. Midfield players play in a highly congested part of the field. They need to have the ability to play one touch. They know how to break the opposition's lines with and without the ball. Okay, last part, last chapter. When the midfield players have organized, won the ball, and passed the ball forward, the job is not finished. We then need to think about joining in with the strikers, about timing runs into goal-scoring positions. Then they will be getting into very tight areas and they will need even better ball receiving skills. They should also know, in attacking situations, how to make runs to create space for other people. They should know how to play combination football at speed. One-touch combination play at speed. They should have a knowledge of when to risk possession and when to be safe. They should be available to support every ball, coming from behind them and coming from in front. And they should be able to score goals. There is now a world trend for the midfield players to be into two categories. We have the attacking midfield player and we have the holding defensive midfield player. What that means to us as coaches is you may actually have to have two different technical programs just for your midfield player. Because it's almost been split now into two different roles. When we have possession of the ball, we've talked this week about opening up the passing channels. So on this pitch now, I'm looking, if we get the ball in wide areas, we're looking at passing channels that we try to get through. If we get the ball in central areas, we look at passing channels. Now, we've talked this week when we were trying to get the ball into strikers early in the week. We talked about opening the passing channels so we could see the strikers. So we talked about making movements, midfield players making movements out of passing channels so we can get balls through the passing channel. So now, imagine now the holding midfield player, the defensive midfield player. He now has to be a master of screening and defending those passing channels. So the midfield player's role now, the job description, is very complex. The Brazilians are famous for attacking, flowing football. But we're actually one of the first countries to play with a holding defensive midfield player. One of the reasons was they had excellent attacking fullbacks. The coach of the Brazilian national team now, Dunga, was one of the best ever defensive midfield players. And when they played with a back four, he sat there. And the reason is that these two, it might have been Cafu and Roberto Carlos, were fantastic at attacking. So they would be allowed to go. At the same time, now that meant that the two centre-backs had to cover massive areas when they lost possession, because there was always space down the sides. Dunga's presence there meant that they could spread wider in their starting position to cover for these, because Dunga was expert at not allowing the ball to come into there. So the whole defensive philosophy was based around Dunga's ability to stop people attacking early against Brazil. When he retired as a player, they then tried to play the same system. But they could not find an outstanding defensive midfield player who could play that role. And in coaching terms, so they decided to play two. So then you get another modern day system now with two holding midfield players. So that system, that shape within the system started to evolve. And in coaching terms, that was then nicknamed the Brazilian block. Okay, so I'll have the green team on that side and the white team on that side. Okay, now I need 8 and both teams have 9, so there will be like a spare player just they'll take it in turns, okay? So tell them this, I would normally work in groups of 8, but we have 2 groups of 9, so they'll work, you know, accordingly. Good, ready? Play, change! Good, yeah, play me, play me, play me, play me. Good boy, excellent, good. Okay, now I will get, okay? Now when I get, I'm playing there. Okay, good, go, 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 go. Go, and get it. Here, angle, angle. Good, now, play. Good. Okay, ready? Play. Play, change, get the ball nicely. Good, good, and play. Good, okay, ready? Change, go, let's go, let's go. Good, get that ball nicely. Good, and play. Good, well played, good. Let's keep it going, nice changes. Good. My next teaching point, I must receive the ball with an open body.
자, 볼을 받을 때 몸을 열어놓은 상태에서 받을 수 있어야 돼요.
So I have to make an angle to the ball.
각도를 만들어줘야죠.
I have to make an angle to help that ball come across my body. Okay? So I should be angled. Now, I have a choice, look. He is quite wide. He is in the corner. So that will make it difficult to make an angle this way. So therefore, I will terminate my run shorter in here. Now, watch my body now when it comes. Play. Look, check. Yeah. And then I can look. Okay? I can add extra pass. Okay. So what we do is this, look, ready to change. Okay, so when the ball travels, yeah, play. Change, yeah, play, 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 play. Now when I get the ball, look, imagine now, in a game, imagine I can't play forward. So I need to delay. So what I do is I play you. Play, set me. Good boy, well done. And we play in there. Okay, so we play a little extra pass. The rotation now, you go there for me. The rotation now is straight. So now look, we are partners, they are partners. Now in a game, this would be striker or shadow striker changing with the midfield player.
구육이 될 수 있고 뒤에 갔을 때 이렇게 섀도우 스트라이크가 될 수가 있겠죠.
Okay, now tell him, open his body so he can see me. Good. Now, he needs to start like this so he can see that ball and he can see me. Yeah? Good. Now, we will then make eye contact. And as that ball goes, play. Change. Go. Yeah, yeah. Play, 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 play. Good boy. Well done. Good. And we'll play through. Okay. See if they can get it. Good, good, good. Fantastic. Well played, yeah? Good. Now, first thing, these distances have to be small because the pass is small. And also, we are working in areas where there is a lot of traffic. So, we're just trying to free up a little space. So, my organisation, this doesn't work. I need to be in this area. I need to be short. We just have that.
자, 이 형태로 나눠져 있어요.
Okay, and we have.
한 명씩 들어가죠.
So there is always.
그러면 이제 한 스페이스가 남게 됩니다. 공간이 하나가.
Space. But that space will change.
근데 이 공간은
Pass the ball.
자, 패스를 한 다음에
I must move to the spare square.
빈 공간으로 들어가는 거예요. 패스를 한 이후에 빈 공간으로 타고 들어가는 겁니다.
So if and everybody is two touch.
자, 투터치예요. 투터치.
So if I give it there, look, I'm going there. He plays now there. Good boy. Good boy. Play. Play. Good. 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 Now I can mix up the passing. I can mix up the passing sequence. Good. We have to think about the quality of the pass.
자, 이제는 패스할 때 좀 신경을 써서 해주시기 바라겠습니다.
We have to think about where is the space.
공간을 먼저 생각해주고요.
And we need to know where the space is before the ball arrives.
저희가 볼을 받기 전에 공간을 이미 확보를 해줘야 돼요.
Otherwise we have a problem.
안 그러면 문제가 생기겠죠.
And then we have to think about receiving the ball and playing on the move.
받고 볼 주는 방향 이렇게 생각을 하고요.
So we're starting to multitask. Can I put you in the space, in the spare square?
이 공간에 들어가서.
Two players are never allowed in the same square.
자, 이제 요즘은 한 공간에 두 명이 들어가면 안 됩니다.
So I pass the ball now and I follow my pass.
패스를 주고 그 패스 쪽으로 따라 들어가는 거예요.
Okay, so I vacate my square. Now if I give it him, look, if I give it him, by the time I get in his space, he must have gone. He must have gone. Okay, so it's fast receiving, fast passing, fast movement. Good. Remember, speed comes in three ways.
자, 스피드는 세 가지 형태로 온다고 했습니다.
My ability to think quickly,
생각하는 스피드가 있고,
my ability to carry out the technical component quickly,
내가 몸으로서 테크닉적인 부분을 수행하는 스피드가 있습니다.
and my ability to move quickly.
그다음에 말 그대로 움직이는 스피드가 이렇게 나눠져 있어요.
Okay, so now I really want this ball moving quick. Ready?
발을 최대한 볼을 빨리 움직여 주세요.
Let's go. Good. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Good. Come on. Give it. Good boy. Well played. Let's go. Let's go. Real quick. Let's real.
자, 빨리 더 빨리 해주세요.
Okay. Yeah.
자, 이렇게.
Play. play, play, go, follow, good, two touch, play, good, fast, 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 good, come on, rapido. Good, let's go, good, 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 play, 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 play. We're gonna have a competition.
자, 이제 안에서 게임을 할 거예요.
First group to 20 passes. Now, if the ball goes outside the square, you start from naught again. And every pass must be 2 touches.
그리고 패스는 투 터치입니다.
Okay? Good. Yeah? First team to 20 passes. Are we ready? Good. $20? Good. Okay. Well played over there. I'm now going to let them introduce one touch when they think it's appropriate. We must not lose the ball. If you receive is not a good pass, please have 2 touches to deal with the ball. Because the tempo and speed will now go up, do not forget the quality of the pass
패스를 보낼 때 잘 보내야 된다는 거 잊지 마시고.
and the fact that you are changing places
가는 방향 잊지 마시고.
with the ball receiver.
볼을 받는 쪽으로 가야죠.
If he plays me a good pass, it can go. Yeah? Now? Yeah, well played, excellent, well played. Oh, now we have a problem, look. Oh!
여기.
Now we've said the midfield player must be able to run with the ball. Diagonally across the pitch and forward. So what I'm going to say now is, every 3 passes, I want whoever receives to run with the ball. We go 1, and we change. Good. 2, good. Good. 3, good. Run, run. Good boy, well done. This time, if you're passing the ball, you do not move. If you are receiving the ball, you do not move. But the 2 players who are not passing or receiving must rotate. Now, it might become, if I go now diagonal, look, if I now go there, look, you 2 have got to go. Yeah? Good, excellent. Good, now it's me and you. Yeah. Good. Okay. Yeah, it should have gone. Four players in the squares, and I should have 2 end players. And the ball has to end with number 11. But before it does, every player has to touch it. I will start with the longest pass, okay? Which may be, say, number 4. So if I play there, look, if you set him, yeah, there, good, and in. Good. Let's go. Good, play. Nice and sharp, nice and bright. Nice and bright, come on, nice and bright, play. Good, nice and bright. Good. Sometimes in a game, a centre-back will come out with the ball and the midfield player will drop in and the holding midfield player will become the centre-back. So that's what we will now do. The player who starts it will be the one who plays the final pass into there. So everybody touches it, but then I will come and get the last ball. There, good. There, now watch the timing. There, yeah, play me. Good boy. Now I get onto here to complete. Boom. So he becomes the holding midfield player in the game. Think. Play. Good. Now, the teaching points.
자, 코칭 포인트입니다.
I want to think about the timing of this run there.
자, 내가 이제 주고 마지막에서 받을 때 타이밍을 한번 생각해 보세요. 시간적인 타이밍.
I want to come into the space late
공간 쪽으로 내 발 들어가줘야 되는가, 늦는가.
and onto the ball.
볼 쪽으로 타이밍을 잘 맞춰야 됩니다.
So the timing of the run is critical. So if I play that on first look,
먼저 주고.
comes back, look, I'll hold.
자, 계속 기다립니다.
Yeah! Good boy.
그래서 나올 때 타이밍을 잘 맞춰야 돼요.
Now that was excellent. I'm slow. It wasn't his fast.
그건 아주 잘한 거예요. 강사님이 약간 지금 늦게 들어와서 그런 거예요.
Okay, good. So the next thing is when he's gone, the holding midfield player has to think we are now vulnerable.
자, 그 다음 중요한 게 지금 센터백이 나왔어요. 그러면은 수비형 중에 한 명이 빨리 들어와 줘야겠죠.
Where the rules will be simple, but the players will be confused by the lack of space. Now the space for the teams is not the same because I've mixed up the colours. The white space is there. The orange space is here. The green space is there. Okay? So there's a different target point to start with. Okay, and all it is pass and move with your ball. Forget that the other 6 players exist. Ready? Play. Space. Good. Play. Good. Play. Good. Look. Already look. At times they will be confused by the lack of space. Right? But a midfield player has to be able to deal with that. Give more thought to their receiving skills. There will always be opponents around them. So I need to know when the ball comes, again, where's the nearest opponent? Where's my colleague? Where's the space? So it may be, look, I'll drop in between these two, and when it comes in, look, I'll take the ball through them and play. Okay? But I need to think. Now, there's going to be times where I cannot see a white shirt. So I'll need to keep the ball and run the ball. I'll need to keep the ball until I can see a white shirt. Okay? So sometimes the pass can be early. Sometimes it will be. Sometimes the pass will be delayed. I can add to that chaos now. Okay, so I'll just add to the confusion now by putting another 3 players in. Okay, now this is the sequence. When I pass, I follow the pass. Okay, when I pass, I follow the pass. So if I'm orange, when I give it you, I'll follow. Okay, I'll follow. When you pass, you follow. Let's play, good, let's play, good, 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 good. Good, let's play. Good. I want to now, I increase the difficulty by adding another 3 players.
다른 선수 3명을 내면서 난이도를 더 올렸습니다.
I'll now increase the difficulty by adding a time factor.
자, 이제는 시간 제한을 주면서
Okay.
난이도를 올리도록 하겠습니다.
So now, when I blow the whistle, I want to see who can complete the most passes in 30 seconds.
자, 30초 내에
Okay.
시간 중에서 패스를 제일 많이 한 팀이 이기는
In 30 seconds, you ready? Let's go. Play, 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 play. Come on, play, 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 play. Oh. Goalkeeper. Okay, now this is how we score. Fellas, tell the goalkeeper to catch this. That's how we score. To score a goal, the goalkeeper has to collect the ball within that target zone. No player is allowed in that zone except for the goalkeeper. Now, if White score a goal, the green team will spread and he'll throw it to the greens and then the greens will attack.
좋습니다. 6번 아니었습니다. 1점.
Fantastic.
자, 1점.
One each. Okay, right, play. We can develop the holding midfield player.
자, 여기서 이제 수비형 미드필더 개념을 도입을 하겠습니다.
The objective is the understanding of the holding midfield player. And we will work with
둔가.
him.
자, 9번 선수가 됩니다.
Okay, for the greens.
녹색은 9번이 둔가예요.
Number 6.
자, 6번. 흰색 팀은 6번이 수비형입니다.
White. Now, here's an example, look. The goalkeeper throws the ball there.
자, 골키퍼가 사이드 볼 내줍니다.
Okay, now, he has to imagine up there that is their striker.
자, 스트라이커로 생각합니다. 스트라이커.
And his first job is to stop the ball going directly to the striker.
여기서 스트라이커.
So, he will recover, look.
자, 내려와야겠죠. 내려와서
He will recover in line with the ball.
볼하고 라인하고 해서 시야를 가리는 겁니다.
Okay, and he will pass on the marking responsibility there to him.
그리고 앞에서 막아주고.
The nominated player's job is to stop the goals.
그래서 15번 선수는 슈팅 날아가는 걸 막아주는 겁니다.
I want him to play, not like that.
자, 이렇게 플레이하면 안 되죠.
I want him to play like that.
몸 위치를.
Okay. And I want him to check all the time where he is. Now look, my position now is good. But if the striker moves, I've got to get in line there. Okay? I've got to be able to do that. So I don't want that. I want that. Okay? Good. Excellent.
아주 훌륭합니다. 플레이.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
아주 훌륭합니다.
Tell them he's just stopped a goal and then scored a goal.
아주 훌륭합니다.
Number 6, 10 push-ups.
자, 6번. 푸시업.
Hi.
6번. 푸시업.
What they will do, look, if I close the passing channel early,
자, 먼저
okay,
치면은
he will now pass somewhere else.
이쪽에 다른 쪽으로 패스 돌리겠죠.
But the clever players
근데 조금만 생각을 하게 되면은
will play a cunning game.
조금만 생각을 해보면은
And I will let him see that.
열어준다는 거예요. 한번 가도
And I'll say, yeah, go on, hit that. Hit that. And I know where it's going. Good, no goal, no problem.
자, 계속 내 상대하고 볼을 위치를 지금 잘 보고 있습니다. 자, 몸 위치 한번 보세요. 아주 훌륭합니다.
His decision now is how far up the field does he move?
자, 이제는 내가 얼마만큼 올라가줘야 되고.
Because remember, he is a midfield player, holding midfield
자,
player.
미드필더라고 했어요. 미드필더.
Okay, he is not a back sweeper.
스위퍼가 아니에요.
So, if there is good pressure on the ball,
자, 이쪽에서 지금 볼이 압박이 잘 되고 있으면은
if we get good pressure
올라가줘야죠.
on the ball, he can push in
자, 올라가지고
and join in.
같이 움직여줘야죠.
So that way then I can push him on.
그러면서 우리 미드필더가 또 끌어올려주는 거예요.
Okay, now I must stay in touch with the game.
그러면서 팀하고 같이 플레이를 하게 하면 됩니다.
Because I want to get the ball and pass the ball.
볼 패스도 할 수 있고.
But if the picture changes and we lose the
근데
ball,
잘리면은
I will quickly
바로
know where he is
들어가줘야죠.
and I will quickly drop it. Okay? So it's that anticipation and reading.
그 위치를 해야 됩니다.
Good, excellent. Good. Now he's joined in. Look, excellent. Look, he's excellent.
아주 지금 잘하고 있습니다.
Look,
그러면
that's excellent. Good, good. Now he starts.
자, 이제 들어가줘야죠. 그렇죠.
Fantastic.
그렇죠. 네, 아주 훌륭합니다. 자, 한번 됐습니다.
So, very quickly,
자, 아주 짧게 요약하겠습니다.
I can use that practice to develop the holding midfield
자,
player.
수비의 미드필드를 갖다가 발전시킬 때 가장 훈련되고요.
I can work on him stopping passes into the strikers.
스트라이커한테 가는 그 차단을 시키는 훈련도 될 수가 있고.
I will work on his awareness.
그리고 선수의 생각을 띄워줄 수가 있어요.
His position.
바디, 이 몸에 접근할 수 있는 위치도 선수도 가르쳐줄 수가 있고.
His body shape. Now, if my team play with 2 holding midfield players,
이제 두 명의
I would do that.
I
would introduce 2 there.
나중에 두 명 더 해서 보여드리겠습니다.
And I would show how they balance and work together.
두 명이 밸런스 맞추는가?
Okay, but that's just a little start, a little idea. Good. Okay, well done. We talked about this morning what happens when the wide player comes inside. Now, first of all, we look at the reasons why he may come inside. There has to be a reason. Now, in this drawing, look, the reason why he's come inside is that the number 7 for the defending team has come from his starting position of there back into there to help his colleague. So they have doubled up, double teamed against the winger. Okay, so now it is practically impossible for him to go there, because it's 2 against 1. So his best option now is either to release the ball early or carry the ball across the pitch. Now the object of what we're going to do now is to say, if he carries the ball across the pitch, he must have an understanding of what happens with him and him and him. So that understanding must be developed. If we look at that, look, he comes inside and he passes to number 9. And then he continues his run in there to get the return. Now it doesn't matter that it's 2, because now it's a straight race for the ball. And it doesn't matter now about numbers, it's about the fastest player will get to the ball first. Okay? So that's option 1. Okay. Option 2. I give it to the striker and then I run at the striker. Now, the number 11 now is not playing now as a winger. He will now play as a centre forward. And what would happen now is this. As he drives, if the ball goes in there and he goes in there, these will have to follow. And now that movement, he would get into there. Okay? Now that's what we talked about when we say it doesn't matter where the width comes from, but somebody must provide the width. Now, the next part of that, when I drive in there now, look, I give the ball to the number 9. Now what can happen then? The 9 can set the ball back for the number 11 to shoot from this area here. So now the number 11, the winger now, is developing long-range shooting. Or I can receive off the 9 and play the pass. I can play that pass for the number 10 who runs in behind. When number 11 gets the ball there, is I can play through the defence for the number 7 coming on the blind. This time, I can play the ball in there and I can continue my run. But my run now is only a decoy. Because as these players, as these defenders are watching the number 11, the number 9 will ignore the number 11 and change the direction of the attack to play in the number 10 to shoot. Or the number 7. Or the number 7 to drive in. Okay. Same again, number 11 in there. Number 9 can now give it number 10. And then the 9 carries on the run. And again we finish. Okay. Now, this time, look at the position of the number 10. If the number 11 now goes in there, he now has no space to run inside, because that number 10 now has gone deeper. So if the number 11 runs in there, there will be pressure from both sides of the ball. So therefore, the only option is to go back. Now, if the number 3 has the left foot of Roberto Carlos, he would have no hesitation in hitting that diagonal at the other side. Or I go into the number 6, who changes the play into there. There now is a problem. There is no space. I've solved the problem in this instant by going backwards and transferring the ball. Okay, now the other way to solve that problem of no space is for players to start to change positions. As the ball goes from there to there, okay, the ball goes from there to there, that would be a trigger for this. 4 would drive there, and 9 could come here. Or 11, after he's passed the ball to number 3, 11 could drive there, and 4 drives into there. So whichever the option, we solve the problem of no space. Okay. Right, if we say quarter past. I'll show you on the smartboard. So obviously, make sure you can get the notes and understand what we would have done. Tomorrow the forecast is for a good day, so we can always put an extra couple of practices in. That's no problem. We're going to look at, first of all, the warm-up would have been what we call rotational practice. And rotation is very complex, and it happens when there is no space. There has to be a reason for everything. The reason for rotation is not because it looks clever and it's pleasing on the eye. It looks good. That's not the reason. The reason is there is no space, and we have to be cleverer to make space. So we literally change places, and the wide player would be a big part of this. Okay, so the organization for my practice, the area would be about 20 meters by 20 meters. Okay, about 20 meters by 20 meters. I would have 8 players and 1 football. When we talk about movement, there always has to be a trigger for movement. The trigger is what we take our timing from. There has to be timing. Okay? The trigger is this. The ball moving from player 3 to player 6. That's the trigger. The ball will move from player 3 to player 6. While that ball is travelling from 3 to 6, the first rotation, the first movement will be done by number 11, because he will try to drag and attract the nearest defender. So he makes contact with number 2 and he literally runs at number 2's space. When he gets there, they will cross and number 2 will go into number 11's space. The ball will have arrived there then, and number 6 on the ball, his head will come up. He now has 2 choices. He can play the pass into number 11, or if he thinks the best option is number 2, he plays to number 2. One of them should have broken free from their marker. We very simply then play the ball diagonally to complete the move to number 8. Because now, when the ball travels from 4 to 8, I want number 7 to change places with number 5. And then again, the ball will be played into space. So all 4 central players are working on diagonal rotation. Second movement. Number 3, again, gives it to number 6. While that ball is travelling between 3 and 6, number 11 starts to move into number 5 space. The ball will then come into there. The ball will then go into number 4. Number 4 will then transfer to 8, which is the trigger for 2 to change places. The ball will then go again, and we repeat. So we have a straight rotation and we have a diagonal rotation. Okay, now these would be my coaching points. As we build the session, if he has the ball, the first thing I want is I want a quality pass from there to there. I don't want it behind him. I don't want it to the side of him. I want it in front. So that on his first touch, he is looking to be positive and play forward. My second teaching point would be the quality of his first touch. So when the ball comes across my body there, I take it nicely, I deal with the ball, and I'm ready then for my head to come. So the quality of the touch. Okay, while that is happening, these 2 will do the rotation. After the rotation is done, the movement is done, I want these 2 to have the open body that we have talked so much about, so that they can play forward when they receive the ball. If the ball is coming from there, I don't want my players closing off the body. I want to see the ball and I want to see the space. So my teaching point would be the body shape of the players who are going to receive. We'll have a look in a minute at a little pitch with no space, and we'll show the possibilities of where on the field it can happen. Three-way rotation. Okay, now he starts it. Number 7 runs into there.
7번이 이렇게
Number 11 goes into there.
방법을 3명은
And number 2
되겠습니다.
drops into there.
2번이
And number 2 will get the ball.
그러면서 2번
Because there are now 3 players involved and 2 movements.
움직이기 때문에 움직임이
Okay, now, we have now produced a field where there is very little space. Now, the diagonal rotation, as that ball travels to there, we can get the number 10 if will be closer. And as that ball travels from 6 to 3, number 11 will run in there, leaving the space for 10 to come and receive. Now his body shape must be such, number 10, that that ball will be there. Everything is tight. Now imagine the number 10, I bring the 10 a little bit across, and the ball now with number 3, everything is really tight. I can bring number 9 into there. Now the whole picture is tight. So now number 3 decides he cannot now play forward. So he decides the best option is to go there. While that is happening, number 4 will try to attract the opposite number 4 and drive into there, allowing the number 10 to come into there and get the ball. Okay? So an example there of how that happens. The number 4's job here is to attract him. Now, if I make that movement, okay, if this number 4 is watching the ball, he may not see that movement and be attracted by me. So, if I run across the front of him into his eye line, he will see me and I will shift him. That creates more space for the number 10. Why doesn't, when that happens, why doesn't he go with him and mark? Well, the answer to that is he will stop that happening. Because if that happened and the defending was that naive, we would just play the ball over the top of the defense. So a little example there about where you would use the rotation. So we have a simple rotation practice. Right, crossing, establishing width and crossing situations. Okay, there I have a situation. Look, I'll get rid of the red players, and I'll show. This is it's a technical practice. There are no defenders to begin with. Okay, and we're going to look at different ways that we can establish width. I play a ball into number 7, who turns it inside, and number 9 turns it in there. And I get number 7 into this position, and I get 9 in there, and they attack the cross. Okay? Simple. Okay? Now, if I want to get maximum benefit from this, I would then ask all of my players to take up the correct shape. So we said yesterday the magic number for crosses is 3. That will give us a good chance of scoring. So I would ask him to get there. So I get the shapes that we wanted from yesterday. I would then ask to think about second ball and stopping counter-attacks. I would then ask for that. And I may ask my fullback to come into these sort of areas here. So I would look at the shape of the team. I would either narrow him off there and put the fullback there, or if he'd got himself into that situation, I would balance the fullback. So if that ball gets headed away, we have a great chance of getting in that second ball. Okay, now, if I want to develop overlaps and I want to get the wide players playing inside in the field, a good way of doing it is by playing what we call a soft pass. I underplay the ball into that area there. So I don't play the pass to number 7. I roll the ball softly into space. Number 7 then comes to collect the ball. That then is the trigger for number 2 to start to advance. Number 9 then comes out to play. Number 7 can play 9, and then we bounce in behind for number 2. When that's happened then, again, we develop the crossing and finishing situation. We look to develop the 3 in the box. Another way of doing that is where the number 7, I roll the ball soft, and the number 7 comes to collect, and the number 7 runs the ball across the pitch, opening up the space, and the 2 goes. Now the number 7 now, can he do a trick? Can he do a trick on the ball to be able to play the pass himself? So we don't use the number 9. Okay. Now if I want my wide player to stay wide, if I add a defender to paint a picture, if I want that wide player to stay there on the line, I will do the opposite to the soft pass. I will play the pass very firmly into the 7 and pin him against the touchline. The number 2 then will realize that his space is in there. And that is what we call the underlap. I will then get the ball in the number 7 to the number 2. Number 7 will carry on to affect the number 3. And number 2 now will advance into these areas. Okay, so that's what we call the underlap. So there we've got overlap and underlap situations. In wide player development, I would also look at this option. If we put defenders, if we start adding defenders, and we give the reds a realistic shape, if now the ball comes into this area here, if we give the ball there, and we don't feel that there are good enough possibilities, I would look for that. And from there, I would look for the diagonal switch pass and look to exploit the opposite wing. This is depending on the shape of the red player. And if the number 2 overcovers, then we create this area here for the counter-attack opportunity. Yeah? So just a few ideas there about finishing off the wide play. And the critical things that keep repeating over and over again. We need to establish width somehow. It is part of the wide player's job descriptions to be a good crosser of the ball and provide crosses. But it is also in the wide player's job description to play anywhere on the field and go and look to score goals. So if we pigeonhole and try to keep him in those wide areas, yes, he will provide crosses, but he will not be the modern day wide player who goes and hunts and searches for the ball and goes to try to score goals with long range shooting and getting in at the back post areas and heading goals. So we need to be aware that when that wide player vacates that wide position, somebody else needs to occupy it. Now it may be a wing back, it may be a midfield player. It doesn't matter, there must always be width. The other things that keep repeating. When we get the ball into those good areas, 3 players in the box, 2 players on the edge of the box to prevent counter-attack. The 3 players that go in the box, all right, on the runs, the timing of the runs, arrive late, arrive fast, and make diagonal and curved runs to upset defenders. Arrive within the frame of the goal as near as you can. We cannot make the players score goals. We are coaches, not magicians. But we have to try to cover every eventuality to give them the best possible chance of success. Good. Okay, if everybody's happy then. Okay. We're going to look this afternoon again at the midfield player. And we can't really conclude any work on the midfield player without thinking about counter-attacking. Because the midfield player is heavily involved, usually, in the counter-attack. Now, think about the job description of the midfield player. In the counter-attacking then, the number of times that the midfield player actually broke up the attack. Even your creative-minded players like Zidane still show that they can anticipate and intercept and break up attack. And then look at the range of passing then when they broke up the attack, whether it be a short pass, a medium pass or a long pass. The midfield players there are showing full range of passing skills. And we talked about the midfield player now, about his ability to run with the ball. The number of times there that the counter-attack was provoked or by a run with the ball. Okay? Now, it is difficult in the counter-attack for the midfield player to actually score a lot of the goals. Because in counter-attacking, there are what we call golden rules. Most counter-attacks start and finish within 20 seconds. Most counter-attacks are completed between 1 and 5 passes. Now, if you need more than 5 passes or if you need more than 20 seconds, the other team normally have got back and it's not then a counter-attack. So therefore, at times it's difficult for the midfield player to break it up, send it up, and actually get up there and finish it off. But the counter-attack is a very good example of the all-round skills now of the modern midfield player. Okay, so this afternoon. We'll carry on, we'll warm the boys up again. When they're nice and warm, I'm going to do, most of the things we did this morning were on shorter passing. So we'll do some technical work on longer passing. And we'll finish off today. The last practice, we'll put in a counter-attacking practice today. Just to show the midfield player's role in the counter-attacking. Almost always go round the pole.
자, 이 폴 있죠? 콘 밖으로 나오세요.
We are playing around the perimeter of the pole, so I don't want it going inside.
안쪽으로 들어가면 안 됩니다.
And we must use our imagination.
자, 생각을 한번 상상을 하면서 하겠습니다. 폴대 바깥으로 나가는 겁니다.
Okay, because the pole
폴이 상대입니다. 상대.
is opposition.
상대.
Okay. Now, the players on the ends will be like defenders, like back players moving the ball out of defense.
그리고 나머지 선수도 이 상대라고 생각하시면 돼요.
Players in the middle are the midfield players.
가운데 있는 선수들은 미드필더입니다. 23번하고 이 가운데는 미드필더라고 생각하시면 됩니다.
They will adopt a different body shape to the back player.
볼을 받을 때 몸 위치 오픈하는 거 잊지 마시고.
So we're going to work on two different receiving of the ball, two different body shapes.
두 가지 몸의 방향을 설정을 해가지고 받는 것도 두 가지로 보도록 하겠습니다.
So what I will do when the ball's coming down there,
자, 볼이 저쪽에서 이쪽으로 옵니다.
I will play here.
자, 이 상태에서 있다가
When his head comes up,
이 이제 여기에서 볼 패스를 하려고 고개를 들면은
okay, I will drop into
저 뒤로 빠지면서 받는 거죠.
and when it comes, when it comes, I will eliminate the pole.
볼대를 비켜가지고 패스를 하는 거죠.
Okay, then I will play you.
그러면서 가운데 미드필더한테 줍니다.
And I want him to let the ball come across his body to play there.
그러면은 볼을 갖다가 오픈해야 돼 받는 거예요. 그러면서 반대로 보내면 됩니다. 그대로 끌고 와서 볼 보내세요. 예.
Now we will work round the pole. Good. Yeah, good. Carry on. And we'll work two touches.
두 터치.
Work around. Good. 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 Now again, look at me.
그렇죠. 예.
Against the pole. Yeah. Now check it. There I go. Look. And around. Yeah.
아주 좋습니다. 3, 4번.
Good. Good. Well played. Good. Every pass now is followed by a movement to the next station.
자, 볼을 갖다 보낼 때는 그 다음 동력까지 생각할 수 있도록 해줘야 돼요.
Okay. So from here now, when he drops, look, I'll play there. Now when I've done that, I'll go.
자, 하고 주고 가고 볼 주는 쪽으로 따라가세요.
Good. Good. Pass and move. Good. Pass and move. Good.
패스, 무브, 패스, 움직임.
Yeah, yeah. Good boy. Well done.
강하게.
Good.
자, 이제는 그 패스를 좀 중간 거리로 해가지고
From my midfield.
보내도록 하겠습니다.
When he makes that angle,
자, 34번 각도를 만들죠. 리턴을 내줍니다. 볼 주면은 리턴을 내주면 돼요. 리턴 내주세요. 다시 한번요. 자, 무릎 이상으로 보내면 안 됩니다. 볼은 최대한 깔아서 이런 형태를 가지고요. 받는 사람 앞에서 떨어져 가지고 받을 수 있게 해주시면 되겠습니다.
If I drive that ball all across the floor, the ground will slow down the pass. The ground will act like a brake.
자, 앞에 내가 딱 떨어뜨려 주잖아요. 그러면 그게 브레이크 역할을 한다는 겁니다.
So the ball will travel faster through the air.
자, 그 다음에 이제 공중으로 해서 하게 되면 더 빠르게 되죠.
Okay, then it will on the floor because there's no brake.
왜냐, 공중에서는 잡는 게 없기 때문에 더 빠르게 간다는 겁니다.
My aim is below knee high.
자, 목적은 뭐냐면은
Off the floor.
이 무릎 위쪽으로 해가지고 한번 딱 떨어뜨려 가지고 받을 수 있게 해주면 됩니다.
And for the receiver's benefit, I want the ball to bounce just in front of him.
그래서 받는 사람 앞쪽에서 딱 떨어져 가지고 한번 바운스 되면서 컨트롤을 할 수 있게 보내주는 겁니다.
There's a braking system then on the ball.
그래서 표면에 떨어지면서 속도가 좀 죽을 수 있게 그렇게 만들어주면 돼요.
Now that's two bounces.
자, 바운스가 두 번 생겼죠. 하여튼 한 번 정도 떨어져서 속도가 죽을 수 있게.
That's a 7 out of 10.
예.
I want one bounce for a 9 out of 10.
한 번 정도 떨어질 수 있게 하면 돼요. 앞에 떨어지게 하면 됩니다.
Now drive nicely. Drive it nicely. Good. Now passing's all over the place. Now tell them they still follow the. Pick up the pole
자, 폴대 걷어주세요.
and take the pole back to the next one.
그 다음 콘 있죠? 거기다가 놔두세요.
And this side.
자, 이쪽은 그 뒤로 갖다 주시면 되겠습니다.
Now, middle players now. One here.
자, 가운데 있는 선수들은 폴대로, 없는 폴대로 하나씩 더 와주세요.
Okay. Now, what I want him to do now, from outside the pole,
자, 4번, 9번 폴대 바깥에서
I want him to drive it as we've said. I want him below knee high
무릎 밑으로
to bounce just in front.
한 번 앞에 떨어져서 바운스 될 수 있도록 보내주시면 됩니다.
Now, there will be two players here, but he will know the target. because
자, 한 명이 신호를 주셔야 돼요. 한 명이
the player will be doing that.
어떤 선수가 받을지.
Okay, hit it.
자, 한번 줘보세요.
Tell him, not bad.
아주 괜찮습니다.
Tell him that's an 8 out of 10.
하여튼 10개 중에 9개 정도 이렇게 하면 됩니다.
For a 9 out of 10, I want it a little bit faster through the air.
좀 더 빠르게 하면 되겠습니다.
Now, when it comes now, on this distance now, we'll have one driven pass. Now the next one,
자, 그 다음은 대각선으로 보내는 거예요.
one of them now starts dropping off the back of the pole.
폴대 뒤까지 보내면 되겠습니다. 폴대 뒤까지 이제는.
One drop off.
한 명은 좀 더 뒤로 가세요. 한 명만.
Yeah. And the other one gets out the way.
한 명은 나오시고. 한 명은 나오고요.
Now the idea now, this pass now is the diagonal pass.
자, 이 대각선 패스는
Okay, now that's a little bit short. That's too short.
하여튼
And the target is when the player here drops off, I want to see if you can hit his chest.
가슴으로 받을 수 있게 해주시면 됩니다.
Okay? Good. Now, when it comes now, I want him to drive it that way.
그리고 이 선수는 이쪽으로 패스하고 깔아서 자, 패스해보세요.
Good. Now when he gets it now,
자, 2번은 대각선으로 보내면 됩니다.
Good. Okay, now he drives to me.
또 이쪽으로 주시고.
Good.
좋습니다.
Now you have two touches now.
투 터치 한 다음에
Hit that one.
보내시고.
All I want is the sequence is floor pass, air pass.
그래서 요점은 한 번은 깔아서 한 번은 공중으로 해서 길게.
Floor, good. Air. Now, can you hit that one? Can you hit that one? Fantastic. Hey. Good. Floor, floor. Hey. Now, hold it. Now, this is the game.
자, 안에서 게임하는 겁니다.
It's about the two midfield players.
자, 미드필드가 2명씩 있다고 생각하는 겁니다.
Two central midfield players developing their understanding. Okay?
자, 2명의 미드필더가 자기 호흡 맞춰서 플레이하는 거예요.
And how and when to combine.
언제 어떻게 조합 플레이를
Okay?
만들어내는지 보는 겁니다.
Two players on the end are on two touches.
바깥에 있는 선수들은 투터치입니다.
Okay? Two players on the side are on one touch.
이쪽 짧은 쪽에 있는 선수들은 원터치입니다.
Now, we score a goal by getting the ball and playing it. That's how we score.
자, 이러면 1점이 됩니다. 반대로 넘어가면 1점 되는 거예요.
Score, we then keep possession of the ball.
계속해서 만약에 득점이 안 되면은 볼을 돌리는 거죠.
Now, if they put us under great pressure,
자, 압박을 당하면은
on the outside,
롤을 이용해가지고
okay?
플레이할 수도 있어요.
So the players on the side, I want them playing along the lines.
자, 사이드 있는 선수들은 터치라인 쪽에 라인 쪽에 붙어서 플레이하면 됩니다.
What has happened? He's come short,
한 명이 받으러 오면은 한 명은 또 들어가주고.
and he's gone long.
자, 호흡이 잘 맞고 있습니다.
Fantastic, and we've got. I don't want to see them both on the same side of the field.
자, 양쪽에 필드 쪽에 2명이 같이 들어가면 안 됩니다.
If I show for the ball here,
내가 볼을 받으려고 이쪽으로 오면은 볼 가지고 있어요. 12번.
ball and he makes that run.
9번이 많이 들어가게 되면은 들어오세요. 볼 들어가 보세요. 달려서 들어오면은 11번은 반대로 또 가는 겁니다. 이런 형태로 밸런스를 잡는 겁니다.
Okay, now I want to see a little bit more of this. Hold me one in.
자, 한번 줘보세요.
I want to see a little bit more.
자, 이런 형태.
Yeah, one touch fast combination.
원터치에 의한 빠른 컨비네이션이 이루어질 수가 있죠.
He has to recognise then, right, that it is impossible for his colleague to play forward.
자, 지금 녹색이 가는 걸 차단하려고 좀 준비 중이죠. 그리고 그럴 경우는 볼이 못 나가죠.
He cannot make that run in there.
못 나갈 경우는
His head is down.
왜냐? 볼만 보고 있었기 때문에 그런다는 거죠. 좀 더 압박이 되니까는
So he needs to run the man off, and he needs to be back in eye line.
각도를 만들어서 받을 준비를 해줘야 됩니다.
Okay, then if I get it, look, I've got two options there now with the wide player.
하면은 월을 사용할 수도 있고 왼쪽으로 치고 가는 선수한테 줄 수도 있죠.
So we have to think about when our colleague needs us.
자, 내 팀 동료가 언제 필요한지 지원을 잘 해줘야 돼요. 서포트를.
We have to be clever in support.
서포트 할 때 있어서 잘 생각을 하셔야 됩니다.
Good. Play. Play. Fantastic play. Score. Good. Play, Whites. Play. Good. Good. Play watch, play watch, play watch, play. Good, next ball, go and get it. Good. Good. Well played. Fantastic.
아주 훌륭합니다.
Hey, that's excellent.
11번 아주 좋습니다.
That's excellent. Four one-touch passes that we've got behind.
아주 좋습니다. 원터치에서
Ask the players how hard that was. How actually hard physically they worked.
선수들한테 아주 그 체력적으로 강도가 좀 높습니다.
And what we've tried to create in there is actually that there. What we've tried to create is what happens in there.
방금 하려고 했던 게 운동장 내에서 이 안에서
Okay.
나왔던 것 갖다가 훈련을 하려고 했던 거죠.
And we've tried to create, we've just gone in there.
이 안에서 나올 수 있는 상황이 되겠습니다.
Okay, now, we've just said, we've tried to work on the balance of the players in there. We've said that
선수 밸런스 이야기죠. 이 한쪽 방향으로 쓰면 안 된다고 이야기를 했고요.
that's not good. Because strikers in the game will make those runs, or wide players coming across off the line like we talked about yesterday.
그런 건 다 이야기를 했었고요. 이 한쪽
So
같이 쓰면 안 된다는 겁니다. 미드필더가.
we've talked and said, while the play is developing, if I had my back four in here,
자, 백포가 있죠. 포백이 있죠.
okay, and while the play is developing, if the ball is here, I would want him higher than him.
한 명은 올라가고 한 명은 좀 내려와야겠죠.
And if the ball starts to get switched, I would want him to start to come back towards the ball.
다시 1층 내려오고.
Right, and I would want him to start looking, because that's an easier
한 명 올라가줘야죠.
ball to receive.
볼을 받기 더 편한 게요.
It is harder to receive straight,
일자로 받기는 힘듭니다.
because he will be all over him.
상대가 있기 때문에.
So I'm trying to encourage angles,
각도를 만들어서 잡을 수 있게.
and I'm trying to encourage him to come off the back shoulder.
한 명은 상대를 끌고 올라가고요.
Okay, now by doing that, look, we actually encourage centre backs to start
센터로 올라갈 수 있고.
pushing into those areas
이 지역으로요.
as well. Okay, so we've tried to, get the combination play going in there.
그래서 이 컨비네이션 플레이 갖다가
and going.
겁니다.
That's the midfield.
자, 미드필더죠. 미드필더 지역입니다.
Okay, now the other thing that happens in the midfield, as well as having less space,
공간이 적고
they're
미드필더는
also normally equal in numbers.
숫자가 상대하고 거의 똑같습니다.
2 against 2, 3 against 3, 4
뭐
against
2대2, 3대3, 4대4 이런 형태로 숫자가 똑같다는 거죠.
So you have to be cleverer in tighter spaces.
그래서 공간이 적고 상대랑 숫자가 똑같을 때 플레이를 갖다가 좀 더 생각을 하면서 플레이를 해야 된다는 거죠.
So we're going to play like this. We're going to work the ball. We're going to keep the ball until somebody breaks free.
자, 중앙에서 미드필드 지역에서 볼을 받아 나오려고 하기 전까지 계속해서 볼을 돌립니다. 돌리다가 나오면 볼을 보내주는 거죠.
And when they do get it, I want them to
받으면 받아 넣는 겁니다.
Okay. Now, it's just a normal transfer the ball through the thirds of the field.
하여튼 중앙을 거쳐서 반대 방향으로 볼이 전개되도록 하는 거죠.
When it's gone in there, the work will start again. Look, the work will start again. The work will start again till
넘어가면은 이제 빨간색 팀이 받을 수 있게 하고요.
somebody can break free again.
또 다시 넘겨주고요.
Okay. Now, we're going to put 2 wide players. Okay. And we'll introduce them later into the.
그리고 2명은 나중에 이제 들어가게 하게 되겠습니다.
First of all, we'll see how difficult it is.
처음에 중앙에서 얼마나 하는지 일단 보고
When we're playing in there,
2명을 내도록 하겠습니다.
and what we can do to help the midfield players.
미드필드 선수를 어떻게 해서 지원을 해줄 수 있는지.
What I want the whites to do is to find the 2 white midfield players.
자, 흰색 여기 있는 선수들은 중앙에 미드필더한테만 볼 주고 미드필더는 또 반대로 넘겨주고 하면 되는 거예요. 받아서 반대 있는 내 선수한테만 주면 되는 거예요.
The midfield players, Dan, when the midfield players get the ball, they will then play it to there.
하여튼 여기서 받아서 미드필더는 반대로만 넘겨주면 되는 겁니다. 성공하는 거예요.
Then we just repeat.
그러면서 또 이렇게 반복하면 되는 겁니다.
Okay?
왔다 갔다.
Where we going? Good. Okay. Now, I don't want them receiving the ball here.
자, 이 코너에서 이렇게 받으면 안 됩니다.
I want them receiving the ball further
그
here.
위치 더 올라와서 받아주는 게 낫죠. 너무 상대가 없는 곳에서.
If I can't get the ball here, I can.
자, 여기서 못 받으면 또 다시 내려와서 받아주면 되고. 자, 리턴 주고. 그러면서 공간 만들면 됩니다.
Okay. Good. White ball. Good. Play. Transfer. Good. Keep the ball. Keep the ball. Good. Keep the ball. Good. Now it's good. Next one. Okay, and relax. Well played.
11번 아주 잘했습니다.
Now, watch. Well played.
아주 잘했어요.
They have a good shape to start with.
방금 아주 모양새가 아주 잘 만들어졌습니다.
Now, when my partner bounces that ball back there,
자, 내 지금 팀 동료가 저기 가서 볼 받으려고 하면은
he has to make a decision.
이때 내가 뭘 해야 될 건지 결정을 해야 되죠.
Can he get the ball?
내가 여기까지 와서 볼 받을 수 있는지.
Can he get the ball there? If the answer is no,
만약에 가서 받을 공간이 안 된다 그러면은 여기 와서도 받을 수도 있고요.
he has to get into those areas. Okay? But I don't want to get trapped behind defenders.
근데 상대 수비 뒤에 서버리면은 시야가 가려져서 안 보이죠.
Now, I don't mind that. I don't mind. Look, we have all that space there
자, 공간 얘기 많이 있죠.
because we've split.
서로가 떨어져 있기 때문에 공간이 많이 열린 겁니다.
Sometimes an option, instead of bouncing it,
자,
is to run it across.
이렇게 갈 수도 있고요.
Run it across
따르고 또 이렇게 들어오죠.
the pitch. Now, I might be able to make an angle to see what.
주고
It's not. I can always run it across the pitch until my colleague shows.
자, 옆에 있는 팀 동료한테 줄 수 있고 반대로 갈 수도 있습니다.
Okay. So I'm saying, sometimes we can run it across the pitch.
반대로 넘어가도 상관없어요.
Play. Play. Turn. Good. Turn. Can you get it? Can you get the ball? Good. Well played. Next one then. Well played. Play on. Fantastic. Oh, fantastic. Well played.
아주 좋습니다. 2번.
Keep the ball. Okay. It's a mixture of what we were doing yesterday and a mixture of today.
자, 어제 했던 거하고 오늘 했던 거하고 약간
Look at the position.
조합을 해가지고 플레이를 해보도록 하겠습니다.
Now I'm going to say, one wide from this box can come into here. So he now look, he sees this picture and that space, he can come in here and the green cannot follow him.
자, 이럴 때 이제 12번이 갈 수가 있죠. 그러면 못 따라갑니다.
And now look, we have 3 against 2.
그러면 3대2가 되는 겁니다. 3대2가. 한 명이 올라올 수 있다는 거예요. 3대1로.
If he sees him coming,
자, 2번.
here,
우리 팀 12번이 올라오면은 벌려주면 되겠죠.
and he will pull that way
9번도 벌려주면 되고.
to affect him. Okay? So we're playing, we're balancing each other.
그러면서 서로 밸런스를 맞추는 겁니다.
Oh, fantastic play! Play! Fantastic! 3 against 2 overload.
자, 3대2가 되면서
By getting the striker to come in.
스트라이커가 들어오는 거죠.
Okay. Now, the decision they have to make is. Okay. If he goes there, goes there.
자, 저쪽으로 가게 되면은 2번 하고 2번 가지고.
Okay. Now, if the 2 whites go on the same side, then it may be him. Look, it may be him.
자, 그럴 때는 이제 올라오고요.
Yeah, he may come into that area there. Okay.
올라올 수 있습니다. 2명이 미드필더 같은 쪽으로 가게 되면은.
And we'll play in like that. Now he has to remember that when he plays in, he must get in there quickly.
줄 땐 바로 내려와줘야 돼요.
Okay. Yeah. So, I want the striker's run to balance the midfield player's shape.
그래서 스트라이커가 미드필더를 내려가가지고 미드필드 밸런스까지 맞춰주는 겁니다.
Okay, play. Good. Excellent. Play. Fantastic. Well played. Next picture.
자, 다음 장면입니다.
We were then getting the overload from in front of the ball.
자, 볼 앞쪽에서.
Okay, now I'm going to say the overload must come from behind the ball.
자, 이제 오버로드를 하는데 볼 뒤쪽에서 나올 수 있도록 해줘야 돼요. 볼 뒤쪽으로 돌아가라는 겁니다.
So we get this sort of picture.
자, 한번 보세요.
The ball goes to there.
볼이 이쪽으로 내려오죠.
Right, he goes to press the ball.
자, 압박 들어옵니다. 압박.
Okay, stop.
스톱.
Okay, now, yeah, you now look from behind the ball can go in there. Or
그럴 때 7번이 올 수도 있고
or he
아니면 6번이
can drive in here. Look.
가서 받을 수도 있죠.
So now, in the game now, the centre backs help the midfield players.
그래서 경기 중에 보면은 우리 센터백이 미드필드까지 올라가가지고 지원을 해주는 걸 갖다가 볼 수가 있는 거죠.
Good, play, play on. Good, now back in, come on, good, play, yeah, play. Good, well played. Now he's going to come out with the ball. Good. Good. Good, play. Okay, have relax, good. Now, nobody move, keep the ball.
움직이지 마세요.
Now look, when he sees the ball look like that now,
자, 볼이 이렇게 전개가 되죠.
in a game now he's like the overlapping fullback now.
경기 중에는 이제 오버래핑 장면이 나올 수가 있는 겁니다.
And look where the midfield players are.
자, 미드필더가 지금 저쪽에 가 있죠.
So now he breaks into there.
자, 계속해서 올라갈 수 있는 겁니다. 공격까지.
Okay. Good. Ready? Okay, now, last variation.
자, 다음 변화를 하나 주겠습니다.
Wide player now. Wide players
자, 5번하고
now come off the line and now help.
바깥에서 안쪽으로 들어가서 미드필드를 갖다가 도와줄 수가 있습니다.
Okay, now I'll give you an example.
자, 예를 들어서 볼 한번 줘보세요.
Right, now come. As you did. Come as you did.
자, 방금 했던 것처럼 구분이 옵니다.
Now stop.
스톱, 스톱. 그럼
Now, come on, Mark.
좀 더 마크하세요, 마크하세요.
Now look, the space for the wide player now.
그러면은 이쪽에서 이제 들어갈 수 있는 거예요.
Into there. Now, and the wide player will play. Okay? Because the central midfield player has gone into a wide position.
왜냐, 중앙 미드필더가 사이드 쪽으로 좀 간 거예요. 그래서 사이드 선 있는 선수가 그 자리로 들어오게 되는 겁니다.
Okay? Now, when the wide player has done that and played the pass, he must return back.
사이드 선수는 안에 들어와서 패스를 하면 자기 자리로 빨리 들어오는 거예요. 그 다음에는
Let's get it going. Good, let's play. Let's play. Good, good. Oh, well played. Play it, play it. Good, now get back in, you rascal. Good, good. No, no, no. No, 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 no.
자, 아니에요.
The wide players are the only ones now who can come in here to help.
자, 사이드에 있는 선수가 안에 들어와서 도와줄 수가 있어요. 그럴 때 중앙은 사이드 쪽으로 들어가는 거죠.
Good. Okay. Now, The midfield player now, look. He needs to be aware that he has him there.
자, 거기 2번 선수 뒤에 나를 서포트해 줄 수 있는 사이드 선수가 있어요.
So what he will do, look. What he will do.
자, 뭐를 할 수 있냐면은
His first movement.
첫 번째 움직임을 가서 받으러 갑니다.
He comes tight.
그러면은 이 34번을 끌고 가는 거예요.
I now realize I can't get the ball,
가다 보니까 내가 볼을 못 받는다.
but I can make space for him.
그러면 뒤로 돌아서 사이드 쪽으로 가는 거죠.
Keep coming to the ball.
자, 볼 쪽으로 받으러 가는 겁니다.
You hit him.
그럴 때 사이드 쪽으로 볼 넘겨주면 되겠죠.
Yeah. Yeah. So now you should want the ball now, look.
자, 그러면 5번은 볼 준비를 하고요.
As he goes in, take him in.
자, 끌고 가보세요. 끌고 가보세요. 공간이 많이 열리죠?
Play.
공간이 열리죠?
Okay, now I get it now, and I.
보고 앞으로 열어주면 되죠.
Let's keep it going. Good. 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 Play. 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 Good. The wide players in. Good. We've got the wide players now joining in.
자, 사이드 선수가 미드필드 안쪽에 들어와서 지원해주는 것까지 볼 수가 있습니다.
It's always to balance the central midfield player.
중앙 미드필드를 갖다가 밸런스를 잡는 거죠.
Good. Let's go. Let's go. Good. Hey, fantastic. Fantastic. Switch. Good switch. Good, 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 good. Yeah, well played. Well played. Excellent, boys. Well played. Good. Well played. Excellent. Well played. Play it. Good. The development of the practice. First of all, we get a shadow striker almost coming in here.
자, 섀도우 스트라이크가 중앙으로 나와서 지원해주는 거 이야기했었죠.
Now, from in front of the ball. To do that, these midfield players will have
자, 섀도우 스트라이크 들어오려면 가운데 열어줘야겠죠. 미드필더가
for him to come.
들어올 수 있도록요.
Okay, now, if they play narrow, then what we look at is somebody trying to get in down the side.
자, 가운데 또 미드필더가 서로 밀접하게 플레이하고 있으면은 사이드에서 올라올 수도 있고 공격 가담이 됩니다.
And if I see him start to come,
자, 올라오게 되면은
then I pull and he
끌고
pulls.
가는 거죠.
Okay. It's the same as if he's coming through the middle.
가운데 오게 되면은
He's coming through the middle, look, to get that ball, and I pull,
또 끌고 가지고요.
and he pulls. We try to stretch
가운데를 열어주는 겁니다.
that ball. Okay, now, if he comes, look, if he comes into there, and these stay narrow, then we may be able to change and get the midfield player on the ball anyway.
사이드에서도 받아서 전개를 시켜줄 수도 있고요.
So that's the first progression.
자, 첫 번째 단계를 하나 올려봤던 거고요.
Second one.
자, 두 번째는
We get the man this time. The ball's there. They got this time. We get the
풀백 중앙에서 올라가죠.
the centre back drive.
센터백이 치고 올라가는 상황이 됩니다.
And we play through.
공격까지 전개가 되죠.
Now it may be that this happens. We play. He comes to get it.
받으려고 오면서
Okay, we can't get it. Look.
못 받으면은
So now we get the overlap in fullback.
오버래핑이 풀백이 오버래핑 나갈 수도 있고요.
We get the fullback out there. Who now plays it?
그래서 공격까지 전개가 되고요. 그리고 놨던 대로 오죠.
Good. Third option.
자, 세 번째
The wide player.
사이드 선수죠.
Now again, my midfield player. wide player coming.
자,
He pulls on that back shoulder.
사이드 선수가 들어오죠. 그러면은 공간을 열어주기 위해서 끌고 가는 겁니다.
And we get that wide player.
예, 사이드에서 봤죠.
And then he returns there.
예, 다시 나오고요.
Okay? So we develop with the wide player.
사이드 선수까지 다 다루는 겁니다.
And all the time they're aware of what's happening.
그러면서 두 명은 밸런스를 잡아주고요.
Okay? So, if you look at the midfield in modern day football,
그 현대 축구 미드필더를 보시게 되면은
no coach likes to start the game in midfield with inferior numbers.
미드필드에 숫자적으로 열세를 이렇게 오게 만드는 팀들이 없어요.
If they have three, we'll have three.
상대가 3명이면 우리도 3명, 4명이면 우리도 4명 이렇게 만드는 거죠.
Five, we five.
상대가 5명 들어오면 우리도 5명을 만들어주는 거죠.
And then when the game starts, the battle starts to get the extra one in there.
그러다가 플레이를 하다 보면 한 명이 꼭 들어오게 돼요.
Okay, we've looked there at three different ways to get the overload situation in midfield.
그래서 방금까지 봤던 게 한 명을 우리가 더 상대보다 숫자를 더 넣어서 플레이할 수 있는 그런 상황을 본 거죠.
From in front of the ball,
볼 앞쪽,
from behind the ball,
볼 뒤쪽,
and from the side.
사이드 쪽까지.
Okay? Good. Now, I think they've had enough.